What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and thanks again for tuning in to another video. Today's video, I'm going to be giving an update on the 2008 Dodge that I got not too long ago. In the last video, or I should say first video that I posted of it, I just kind of gave you the full walk around on it, how I got it, how it looked, and I've done a few things since then with a lot more to go. So let's jump into it. Starting up front. Now, if you guys remember, it had the factory chrome grille inserts in it, as well as the chrome Ram logo, halogen stock headlights, and fog lights. Well, all that's gone. So for starters, I reached out to the guys over at CJC Off-Road, went with the Baja Designs fog light kit in this thing, and I have to tell you, the combination of these with the Alpha X headlights, this truck is absolutely tenfold better at night driving around compared to the factory halogen setup. So couldn't be happier. The install was super easy for both the fog lights and the headlights, and night and day difference, right? Went with some Alpha X LED headlights in there. Again, all plug and play. They got the cool running lights on them, sequential, all that good stuff. So again, these with those are absolutely perfect. Moving over to the grill, I did take out the chrome slats that were in here. Obviously, they'd seen better days. You know, all the stuff they put on the Colorado roads had kind of taken their toll on that, as well as the factory logo. So I went with the Billet Badges Punisher logo. It's kind of my thing. And obviously the factory black inserts. Now, that's not it for the front end yet. If you remember in the last video, the front bumper on this thing is a little kind of, well, damaged, right? And you only put so much touch-up paint on it. So I did order a new factory front bumper cover for it, as well as the rear bumper, and I got a tailgate off of Marketplace. So the goal is to paint all those at the same time and then throw them all on the truck just to make it look as good as I possibly can. At that time, I'll probably start getting to work on the frame of it. Excuse me, I'll start getting to work on the frame of this thing, making my way from the front to the back and painting the axles and getting everything looking as good as I possibly can. Again, it's not a show truck, but I want it to look good for 2008, right? I have this idea in my head and I'm going to get to it. So let's continue on. So there's the front end. Almost done. Just need to swap out the front bumper cover. And I do have a new step pad for up here as well, which will be pretty nice. So the front end will look that much better and dang near brand new. Now let's talk about the altitude on the truck. I didn't want to go too crazy, and I wanted something a little bit more than a leveling kit. So again, reached out to the awesome guys over at CJC Off-Road and went with a Carly kit on this with a couple little Thurn parts on it, and went with their 3-inch. Now, as far as the kit itself goes, obviously you've got the 3-inch coils up front paired with their shocks, the non-reservoirs. I did go with the upper and lower control arms, and they were cool enough to send me some white and black Carly decals to kind of match the theme of the truck. And that's that as far as basically the height goes, right? I did install a set of Thurn sway bar end links on this thing, as well as his King-tuned steering stabilizer and a steering box brace. So this thing drives right now perfect. But if you remember in the last video, I did have a set of the chrome 20-inch 5th gen wheels on it. I did get rid of those. Not a huge fan of the chrome. I bought these off of Marketplace just to run until the tires and wheels that are going to live on this truck are done being mounted and balanced right now. That'll be the next video. Moving to the body of the truck, it was a bit dirty, right? It had all the factory badges on it, had some additional decals and stickers on it. You know, it had those 6-7 decals on the side of the cowl. Got rid of all of it, clay barred the entire truck. I've done quite a bit of little touch up to it, you know, just trying to make it look as good as possible. And I'm going to be honest with you, for a 2008, the body on this thing and the paint on this thing turned out, well, as good as I can get it, which is not horrible, not professional, but looks pretty damn good. Windows wise, right, if you guys remember, the front driver and passenger windows on the truck when I originally got it were pretty scratched up, and the tint had kind of gone to purple as opposed to black. So I did swap out the front driver and passenger windows, and at that time I did replace all of the trim as well, which I got off of Gino's Garage. I got the side glass off of Amazon, and it's super easy to do. I did it in my last 3rd gen. So if any of you guys and gals are wondering, you want to swap out the glass, you want to make it look good again, it's like 80 bucks a side and maybe 15 minutes of time per door, if you're taking your time. Now let's go to the inside of the truck, where there are still things to be done, but a lot has already been done. Now, the truck was pretty dirty when I got it, right? The door panels were kind of stained. I know that I didn't do the best job as far as showing you guys initially, but the truck has turned out phenomenal. Everything is cleaned up, probably about as good as I can get it for a 2008. I did end up swapping in some new window switches for the front driver door as well as the front passenger door, because as those of you know, they break, and over time when you go to put the window down, the button falls into the door. So for 30 bucks, I got the brand new front driver and passenger window switches off of Amazon. Super easy to swap in. They match the interior of the truck and they work. And they light up at night with the headlights. So that's a win-win in my book. If you remember, the truck also had a trailer brake controller down here. I was able to source a new dash piece out of a 2007 Ram 1500, swap that in, and oh yeah, the truck's running a lot better now. We'll get into this in another video, but I gotta tell you, this little truck rips. It's not a hot rod, it's not a drag truck, still has a stock turbo and fuel system in it, but it drives so much better now. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, and the fuel economy, picking up another couple miles a gallon, absolutely worth it. We'll get into that later. Now, seats wise, if you remember, this thing had the Yes Essentials cloth seats in it. I reached out over to the crew over at Sounds Good Audio over in just outside of Littleton, Colorado, and ordered an Aaliyah leather kit for it. So it covers everything that was cloth, right? The center console lid's been replaced with leather, the base of it, the jumper seat, all the seats, all done. At the same time, I did have them install heated seats for the front driver and passenger, and I had them mount the switches down here, so super easy to get to for both the front driver and the passenger, which is cool. And honestly, the seats in this thing, as far as the heat goes, rival that of my 2024 Mega Cab, so zero complaints and hats off to those guys. Plus, it just looks a hell of a lot better than it did before. Out back, same thing, right? Had them install the full leather kit on the rear seats, everything, side to side, headrest for the front, for the rear, everything's all been done up. It's all brand new. It looks so much better than the cloth. It smells so much better. I mean, it's dialed in. Before I had those guys do that, I did go through and I basically stripped out the entire interior of this thing from all the seats and carpets and everything, shampooed and detailed everything inside this truck. So it is about as clean as it's gonna get for this truck. And it is clean, right? There is one section up front, basically in front of the seat base to the kind of underneath the dash. I wasn't able to do because I did run out of time. So when there's a couple days where it's gonna be over 50 degrees out here in December in Colorado, which happens, I will finish shampooing the front carpets in this thing, but for now, it looks 1,000 times better. One of the things that I'll be working on that the interior needs is, well, if you have a third gen Dodge, you know that sometimes the wiring harness that runs in right here has a tendency to crack or the wires break. And this truck is no exception to that. Both rear doors, nothing works on the rear doors except for the windows, of all things, right? The locks don't work, the dome lamp doesn't come on when they're open, the speakers don't work. So I will actually be replacing both rear door harnesses today. I've never done it before, but from what I can tell, it's a pretty straightforward process as far as getting the panel off, removing the moisture blocker underneath there, and then just kind of undoing all the plugs and running all this through the door to pull it out. Now, that wouldn't just be everything, right? I always have to just add more to the plate. So on Black Friday, I actually ordered I ordered all new speakers for this thing off of Crutchfield. Got a pretty kick butt deal for all the speakers. So I'll be throwing those in today as well with the rear harnesses, hoping that because there's no power running these doors, the radio should work. And if it doesn't, I'm gonna swap in a new head unit because I can only drive this truck around so long without any kind of music or anything on. So that's today's project. Door harnesses, new speakers, and I also have a new AFE intake I'll be throwing in this thing as well, so I can hear it a little bit more than I do now, just because it's just like, I'm just like a big kid. So this is my version of a Tonka truck from when I was younger. Moving out back, there wasn't a whole lot that had to be done. Did swap out obviously the shocks, put the 1-inch spacer in the rear between the leaf pack and the axle just to bring it up so the truck sits almost perfectly level, so it has a slight 1/2-inch rake to the front, which I'm okay with. Now let's get to some more fun. Taillight wise, if you remember the factory ones, one of the mounts was broken on them, so I did swap in some Alpha Rexes. The factory grommets that actually support the taillights in the bed were also bad. So I actually ordered a set of 8 off of Amazon, and they fit well. I mean, it snugs the taillights in there. They don't move, no vibration, nothing. So for $10, definitely worth it. Now, like I mentioned up front, out back, I did order a new rear bumper for it. I've already got the step pad. I've already got the LED license plate lights. I've got the tailgate for it. So I'll be getting all that painted at the same time and then installing everything all in one swing. Why not, right? Just make the truck look as good as possible, as quickly as possible. After I do that, I'll have the guys over at Mil-Spec Bedliner do a brand new bedliner in this truck, come up over the rail just to make sure, because I'd like to put a nice bed cover on this thing to basically keep anything and everything in the bed dry and kind of out of the element. And I will also be installing a locking tailgate in this thing as well. Now, here's some goodness for everyone, right? Yeah, went with a 5-inch turbo back kit on this with an MBRP 5 to 6 inch exhaust tip, and the truck sounds phenomenal. It's got a muffler on it. It's not too loud, doesn't really drone, and it just sounds so damn good. But I'm not done with that yet. This truck will be getting more goodness as far as that stuff goes before too long. Another video. Now, front passenger side, not a whole lot different. Again, went with a nice leather upgrade in this thing. So it comes with a nice leather flap for the side of the seat as well, all part of that kit. I went with some last fit floor mats, which honestly, they fit extremely well and they work really well. And they're a bit less than like the WeatherTechs and even the factory option. So zero complaints there, and they're black, so it looks good. New window switch, new speakers going in this thing today. And I'm just making progress, right? I have no complaints with this thing. I did order a set of 4th gen style mirrors for this thing. I'm not doing any paint match or anything, but I would like to be able to look out the mirror and not have it vibrate the entire time. So I'll be swapping those in once they arrive. And that's pretty much that, folks. Right now, the way the truck sits, I have zero complaints. I love the way that it looks. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it runs. And here's something else that's kind of neat. I had a local guy install remote start on this thing, and you get 2 20-minute cycles, and it all works off the factory key. And there's typically about a 15 to 20 second delay. So the nice thing with that is it works with the factory grid heater to a certain extent. Right now, it doesn't get crazy cold here where I'm at in Colorado, but it is nice that I've got everything that I own that has some form of remote start on it. So when you get in it, the seat's warm, the heater's on. It's somewhat thawed out if it snows, which, as you guys can tell, it has done here as of late. And it's not starting. The door's open. That's why. Well, anyway, so that's the update. I will do another video. I've got tint going on this thing, a new windshield going in this thing next week. The wheels and tires that will be living on this truck are getting mounted and balanced right now as we speak, like I mentioned earlier. So yeah, but I'll keep you guys posted. So thanks for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, and I'm telling you, I will be better at posting the links to all the stuff that I get for this down below. If you do have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll try to find the link if you want for the windows or the trim or whatever it may be. But there she is. She's coming along. And I got to tell you, for the short period of time that I've had it, I'd say I've made some good progress on it. So thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.